Integrated product teams. Integrated product teams are cross-functional teams built to design, test, produce, and or deliver a product. And the thinking here is that you can get multiple stakeholders together in one place, put them all in a co-located area, and have them work more effectively than if all of these stakeholders were in different areas, different geographic areas, or had multi jobs or hats that they were wearing. So the thinking here is that, well, let's put the program manager together with engineering, manufacturing, test, logistics, financial management, procurement, contracting, put all the functional areas needed to build, design, test, deliver this particular product. Let's put them all together in one area, optimize resources around that, and have them focus on building this product. If we can do that, we might realize gains in terms of optimization or time or reduced cost. So frequently you see IPTs used in the acquisition world, and DoD acquisition, and certainly Instruction 5000.2 reference this. The idea is that we put this team together, we might find that we're able to reduce the overall product costs. We can enable rapid decision making because all the stakeholders are there together, co-located. IPT members are empowered to actually make decisions. They have the authority to make decisions, to chart the progress or direction of the particular build effort that they're assigned to. And this sounds like marketing speak, but organizational barriers are reduced. Really what that's getting at is you're all sitting in one area, and now you don't have to adjudicate between parent organizations having different, most of the time competing requirements. Now it's up to the team in this room. They've got nobody to blame but themselves for the success or failure of it. And so you sometimes see highly effective, highly efficient teams form as a result of this. How would you actually go about building an IPT? Well, first and foremost, and the biggest danger, is that you don't figure out what the vision is for the team. You don't understand what the requirements are for the program or the effort that you're trying to build. And so the integrated product team comes in, they look at the realm of the possible, and then they spend a month or 2 months figuring out what it is that they actually need to do. So help the IPT out by setting the vision, defining the requirements up front, such that when the IPT sits down to get to work, they're not flailing about what they need to do and how they need to do it. Stakeholders must be identified for the effort. Again, you have to assemble the IPT itself with the appropriate stakeholders, and you want to make sure that the IPT knows who they need to report to if they have any type of external communication or external reporting requirements. The level of authority for the IPT has to be defined, meaning if the IPT is going to be empowered to make decisions, they need to know what kind of decisions they should be making versus what kind of decisions they need to delegate up to whoever they are reporting to. This might be, authority to spend more than $1 million. It might be the authority to hire people. It might be the authority to change the actual requirements of the product that they're building. But whatever the case may be, all of that should be defined so that the IPT knows what they can and can't make decisions on. You usually see this referenced in terms of a risk matrix, where you have various decision criteria that might need to be made, and then in the columns you have who's the authority for that. So you might see something like budgetary discretion up to $1 million. Well, that's the IPT. Anything above $1 million has to go to the program office or the acquisition authority. So commonly you'll see risk matrices used to kind of chart what that decision making is and what can and can't be decided by the team. Making sure that the teams are small. Again, the benefit of co-locating and building an IPT is that you've got a functional team. 100 people doesn't necessarily make for a functional team because you've now got a huge team you need to coordinate with. Maybe it's 10 people. Maybe it's 20 people. Maybe it's less than that. There are several pitfalls for IPTs to watch out for. not providing enough training to the team members about knowledge of the system that they're building or their roles and responsibilities. That can be disastrous because, again, you end up with that IPT that sits there flailing for 2 months figuring out what to do. Assuming any type of savings in terms of money and time, you can't guarantee that the IPT is actually going to save money. So if you've got a $100 million effort and you know the budget's getting chopped to $80 million next year, you can't just say, oh, well, we'll put in an IPT and guarantee $20 million in savings over the year. Probably not. That's probably going to cause mismatched expectations about what you're trying to do. And then not staffing the team with functional experts. The reason you put the IPT together is because you want a highly effective, optimized effort. You can't do that if you don't have specialists on the team, people who are informed enough to actually make the decisions about the product that they're building. So generally, you want to staff IPTs with specialists in their area who are familiar with the product or item that they're trying to build. And that way you end up with a highly effective team.